Are you in need of FIFA 22 coins to improve your squad? Look no further than u7buy.com, offering some of the cheapest coins on the market whilst being one of the safest and the most reliable websites around in the market today. Make sure as well, if you do go to the website, you use code VIPER at checkout to get yourself a discount. Let's get into the video. What's going on, guys? Viper here and welcome to another video on the channel. Today I have for you another formation guide. Today we're going to be looking at the 4-4-2. This is what I got 10-0 in playoffs with, got the good rewards and got nothing in the rewards. But we stream all of them live over on twitch.tv/Vipalization. So if you ever want to see me play my gameplay live, play my champs, play my playoffs, that is the place to be. Make sure you go over there and follow. These are very, very good tactics. I do still use the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow tactics as well. If I'm in control of a game, that is one I'll go to because I know I can score lots of goals and dominate the game. But when you're in a tighter game, and you're up against somebody that is at your level, these tactics are going to really, really help you. Obviously, the 4-2-3-1 is a tactic we done maybe like 2-3 weeks ago. What this offers you is obviously the two strikers, which I think are actually quite important on this game. Being able to play 1-2s between them, I find to be quite a big asset and quite useful. So, the 4-4-2 is a really, really good tactic. As you can see, the team that we are using currently here, I need to get a few upgrades to the team. I need to get Neymar in. I need to get somebody other than Marquinhos. But yeah, what we have here is a very, very good team that really suits the 4-4-2. So let's get into the tactics. No more messing around. Let's get into them. So it's a 4-4-2-2. That's with the two CDMs. Which is going to offer you a bit more cover as well. Kind of set up defensively like the 4-2-3-1. But in attack, you have a bit more width. And you also have the two strikers, which are really going to help you. So first of all, we're on balanced and 35 width. The reason the width is lower here is because our left mid and right mid are going to cover the wide spaces when we need them to. And so we're going to defend a bit more compact. That is the idea behind the low width. And the balanced defensive style, you could try pressure on heavy touch. Don't really think you need it in this formation because it's very, very balanced on the defensive side of things. Anyway, now guys, the depth is very, very high on this one. The reason for that is because I've got very fast centre-backs and I want to be able to press high up the pitch, win the ball high up the pitch, to be able to start counter-attacks quickly and have the ability to scare the opposition with having the higher line. Obviously, you are more susceptible here to the over-the-top balls, which are very OP. That is the reason you need very fast centre-backs and centre-backs that have the ability to turn quickly, which is what we have with Cordoba and Marquinhos. Obviously, Marquinhos is not as good at jockeying quickly and turning, but Cordoba covers and mops up quite a lot of that stuff with his great agility and balance. It's very, very important that you have somebody like Cordoba who is able to turn quickly to deal with the over-the-top balls. That is why Cordoba is in the team. And obviously he is probably one of the best centre-backs on the game. Probably the best in my opinion. Absolutely brilliant. If you can get like McGlory in your team, Twanzebe, anybody that has really good agility and balance and is quick is going to be an asset for you using this level of depth. You can also drop this down a little bit if your centre-backs aren't as fast, down to like 55. That will be fine as well. But if you have really fast centre-backs as well, you could pop this up to 75. I like the balance of the 65, but don't be afraid to tweak that if you need to. Now, in terms of the build-up play, something that I've really, really enjoyed playing this year. No different now, fast build-up. I think this is a great tactic. This year, specifically. Obviously, in previous years, you will get done a lot more in the counter-attack. I feel like the more bodies you throw forward on this game, the easier it is to score. If you outnumber your opponent's defence, it's really, really nice to have this on. As so many players come forward, you've got so many supporting players. You've got, the fullbacks will start pushing up. Your centre mids will start pushing up and offering the extra pass. And it's just great to have so many players available for the passing option so you don't get drowned out. And obviously so many players being forward as well. With the players that are in the game currently and the special cards that you can use, it's really, really nice that your centre mids push up. For example, we've got Guendouzi and Aouar. Both are pretty damn decent going forward. They can shoot. They can do long shots. They've got great passing. It's just a really, really nice thing to have. And obviously, this is a bit risky. Not as risky as it was in previous years, though. This is the best tactic for build-up play, in my opinion. I find it to be better than balanced. I think balanced, you'll end up turtling. And what turtling is where you just have no options and you have to recycle the play too much. In this video game, you don't really need to recycle. There's no point in recycling, especially with fast build-up. You just need to find the right passes, find the right runs. You'll have a field day with fast build-up. This is my favourite tactic by a mile on this FIFA. You guys also know, if you've been watching my previous tactics as well, I'm a massive fan of direct passing. Just plays it into the fast build-up as well. Players make great runs. Really does feel like this is the best tactic for this as well. What will end up happening is the players will make darting runs through to beat the centre-back, and then you can just driven pass into them, which is something I really like as well. And if you guys know how good driven passes are this year, they're very, very important. You end up doing them a lot in your midfield, just to get the ball quickly up the pitch. Also plays into the fast build-up with direct passing. This is a great combo of chance creation and build-up. You'll end up finding a lot of good opportunities and a lot of creativity with these two tactics on. My personal opinion, you guys let me know what you think, but I personally think this is the best way to go. A great combination of things here that will really help you be creative and get lots of bodies forward to be able to find good passes, and just the ability to, overload your opponent, and it really does work a treat. Even these in a tight game are really good, as it's not too aggressive because of the instructions we've got on, and obviously with having no pressure tactic on, it allows you to be a bit safer defensively as well, to not get hit on the brakes so hard. And that is why we use these two tactics in tandem with the balanced on the defensive style, just so you don't get hit on the brakes so hard. As we move on, guys, we have got 65 width. Now this is going to play into the instructions a little bit. This is for the attacking style as well. You want your right mid and left mid to be wide, offering you opportunities to go really, really wide. Get down the line, cross it to the byline. And you've got the cutbacks on all the time there. That is why we like the width here. Obviously, we've got the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow tactics that we use as well. If you want to go narrow, we'll just switch into that and try and get a quick goal. It's a great tactic, that one. Make sure you go watch that video if you haven't already. I've got a lot of support on that. A lot of people saying it's really, really good. Very awesome tactic as well. But yeah, this is the exact polar opposite. We're still using the fast build-up and direct passing that we were on the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. But the 65 width is just to stay wide, to be able to get cutbacks going, which is something you don't have really in the 4-1-2-1-2 narrow. That is very direct through the middle. And yeah, that is why we like to switch it up here. And if you can use these two on and off in the same game, it'll throw your opponent off completely. They won't know what to expect. And it's really, really good. Players in the box, I always have high. I think this is really good to have high, especially in this formation as well. What will end up happening is, because of our width and our right mid and left mid, we'll be able to get onto the byline. There'll be so many options in the box that you can just inshallah cross it into the box. And most times it'll end up ending at your player's feet. Obviously, we've got Ronaldo and Mbappe, great players for this. So this is a great thing to have very nice and high as well. Corners and free kicks, just have this below 3, so you don't get hit on the break. I believe putting the corners on 1 will give you the corner glitch. So if you do like the corner glitch, you always put these on 1 to be able to get it to work every time. But yeah, just have these below 3 and you won't get hit on the break so hard. Alright guys, so now we've actually covered the tactics. Let's move into the instructions to see what we're rocking. So first of all, on the 2 strikers, we just have stay forward. I really don't like getting behind this year. I don't think it works too well. You guys might disagree with that. Obviously, I know it's good for the over-the-top balls, but I like them just on stay forward to intellect the play between the two. A lot of 1-2s between them. That is what we do with them, and that is how I like it personally. You guys can mess around with getting behind. If you do a lot of over-the-top through balls, might be a little bit better for you. But for me personally, I am definitely a fan of just stay forward. Moving on to the right mid and left mid, they're both on the same. We've just got them on stay wide and basic defensive support. Now, if you guys want to try, come back on defense, be my guest. I don't like it too much this year. I think you end up stagnating if you use that, which is why I don't use it too much. Basic defensive support, they will still help out at the back, and that is why we've allowed the width on the defensive side to be a bit lower, because we've got them on stay wide as well, which is going to allow them to defend the wide areas of the pitch. Instead of the defence doing it, we want them to tuck in just a little bit, cover the middle a bit more so. So I think the narrow is becoming a bit more used now. I think a lot of pros are using the narrows now. That is why we have stay wide and just basic on them. You could also put them Want to stay on the edge of the box for cross. Not really any point in this formation personally for me. Just have them on balance there as well. Feel free to test some other things with these though. This is what I found to work the best in my opinion. These are also not bad on getting behind. If you want to try the over the tops to the wide players, that does work quite well as well. But that's the same on both of them. They're both on stay wide only in this formation for me personally. Moving on to the two DMs now. We've got them both on cover centre. The more defensive option, which in my case is Guendouzi, is going to be on stay back and just cover centre. The more advancing CDM is going to be on just balanced and cover centre. You could put him on stay back as well, but because we're not on stay forward on the wide players, I decided to just have him on balanced, just to be able to offer something going forward, especially with how good Alwa is at going forward. I find it very, very important to allow him to pull the strings and dictate the play when he can. Obviously, with the fast build-up, your team's going to be quite far pushed up anyway, including Guendouzi. He will push up still a little bit and offer himself as an option, but he will be sitting the deepest of the entire 6 that we do have here. But it's very important that you do have a secondary CDM, which we have in Alwa. You can still do bits defensively, but is more focal going forward, which is what Alwa is. Then on our fullbacks, we just have stay back. Now they will still push up a little bit as well because of the fast build-up. They won't push up as far as they would do if we had them on just balanced. You could try them on balanced here, but then you're leaving yourself a bit exposed at the back. And this formation is meant to be not necessarily the go-to, the go-to straight up defensive, good defensive cover and good going forward like the 4-2-3-1, which you will end up stagnating in a little bit, the 4-2-3-1, because of the one striker. That is the reason I made a 4-4-2, because I think 2 strikers are better on this game. You guys might disagree with that, you might agree with that. I hope you guys do agree. My personal preference is the 2 strikers to be able to interlink the play between the 2 and get one of them through. Cheeky little over the top ball, which works a treat on this game. I know I've said over the top on this video a lot. That is because they are so overpowered currently on this game and they really, really do need a nerf. But yeah, just stay back on the fullbacks just because you don't want to get done on the fullbacks here. But they are going to be tucking in a little bit as well. They're going to be offering you extra midfield spots when we are in possession of the ball. Kind of like inverted players, which is nice to have. You can overload the midfield whilst you're starting a counter-attack. Really nice to have because our fullbacks are really good here. What I'd also recommend as well, in the current climate of this game, I really do think having fullbacks that are able to go forward and score to be very important. Obviously, Cuadrado's got okay finishing, got the 5-star skills. Atau is probably the best fullback on the game at the moment because of his 5-star weak foot, which allows him to play at left back if you need him to. And, he's got really good attacking stats and he could play in the attacking areas if he wanted to. I see a lot of people sub Atau on as a cam, as a striker. There's a reason for that. It's because he's really, really good going forward. Okay defensively as well. I find this to be really, really important on this game currently to have fullbacks that are really good going forward. That is why we have these 2 here. We've got them both on stay back. But those are the tactics, guys. I got 10-0 in playoffs with them. We're going to be playing champs on Friday. Twitch.tv/Vipalization with these tactics again. So make sure you go and tune in over there. Go over there and follow. If you want to see me do any little player reviews, I know a lot of you guys are here for player reviews. I do some of them on Twitter as well. The ones that I don't think are good enough for a YouTube video, I'll go over to Twitter to review them. One of them cases has been Guendouzi, who I do find to be really, really good. Awesome player in this formation as well, specifically. Great player. And yeah, I reviewed him over on my Twitter. But guys, those are the tactics for today. And as I said, if you want to see me use them, make sure you come over to my stream when I do use these all the time. But guys, that's going to be it for this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to leave a like on it, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell so you never miss an upload. Obviously, we do a lot of player reviews, a lot of tactics. Sorry that this has taken so long to do. So I've been really, really locked in with the player reviews at the moment. Thank you for all the support on the channel. We're growing like crazy. I really do appreciate that. Happy Christmas, Happy New Year. If I don't upload another video before then, we probably will though. But yeah, Happy New Year to you guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe. And I'll see you in the next video.